Today it's all about prepping our RV for our first trip, our first shakedown trip. The idea of a shakedown trip is to test out our systems, check our gear, how everything's working, and to make sure we haven't forgotten anything. Since we had Vanessa closed up over the winter, I'm bringing everything back in to get packed in the various nooks and crannies. And I have my handy dandy checklist of various things to bring. I call my checklist what to bring camping checklist. So if you'd like a copy, let me know in the comments below and I can email this to you. So it covers a number of different things, and I'm just going to go through that now and start repacking all the cupboards. Time to restock the fridge. So this was our shakedown trip, first one for the season of 2025. Why do we do a shakedown trip? It's to test out everything, all the systems, see what we've forgotten, and just get ready for a longer trip. The shakedown trip is close to home. It's only about 35 minutes away. So if there's any catastrophes, we're not too far from home and can recover. We did check some of the systems. We checked the furnace. We used it the first night on electric. We are connected to shore power, so all of those connections and things work. We dewinterized before we left home and drained the antifreeze out, flushed the freshwater tank, put in a little bit of bleach, sloshed it around as we drove down here, emptied all of that again at the dump station, refilled with some fresh water, and we will empty out again and carry on for the season. We checked the different outlets inside the van to make sure all the different plugs work. The column where you can, our plug-in station, the column on the kitchen we checked. We don't use it very often, the microwave and convection oven, but we tested that out and had a meal one night warming it up in the microwave. We also use the fridge and freezer, which worked great. And we have a little thermostat in there so we can measure the temperature at any given time through an app on our phone. So that works great. We also test out the various water systems, the showers, the outdoor shower, obviously the kitchen sink, we've been doing dishes. So all those things seem to work and they're great. What did we forget? Well, before we left, I have a list that I have of equipment checklist to bring. So I went through that, made some revisions based on our last trip that we did last year in the fall. And we had added a few more items. The few things we didn't bring, because there's things that you bring on a camping trip like this when you're stationary at a park, for instance, versus when you're on a road trip. So, but I did update our checklist, and I will probably continue to do so. We didn't forget anything too major this time, not like our very first trip out when we first got Vanessa and we forgot matches for the campfire and a few other things, but no catastrophes like that, thank goodness. We added a few things this year that we haven't had before. One is that's a bike tent. We store our outdoor chairs and table and bike in that overnight so it stays dry. So for the most part, we've tested out various systems. They all seem to work great, and we're happy. From our shakedown trip, I think the biggest lesson learned wasn't so much things that we forgot, but it was about some maintenance that we still need to do, and also about relearning how to live in Vanessa again. And we had the two of us plus the dog, and there's limited space, so you have to kind of learn how to move around. And also reorganizing and everything has to have a purpose and a place, and everything has to go back to its place when you're finished using it. Otherwise, things get pretty disorganized and messy in there pretty quickly. And so that was one of the big things I think we had to relearn, which I always called my Vanessa rule number one, was to put everything in its place when you're finished using it. So I think those are the big takeaways. I didn't check the lights. We put in these little round pop lights in the bathroom just to enhance the lighting around the mirror for my husband when he shaves. They're also great for at night if you just need a little bit of light when you get up, and all the batteries were dead on those. We put 3 in and all the batteries were dead, so we do have to go home and replace the batteries on those, but no big catastrophe there. And there are so many little bugs and midges out right now. I've just inhaled a couple. Anyways, it was a good, successful trip, and we're looking forward to the next one.
Hey, it's Gwen from Slow Go Adventures. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Until next time.